competition. Come last, repetitious, beat them beyond recognition. We are eons ahead, wait till the price catch up. I always knew I'd win, it's how my life set up. Slim don't fold, probably bumping some old in the whip. Game sold from the people much older out here. Keep patience in your calling, we'll reach you, but you probably prolong it if nobody can't teach you. But back to this greatness unfolding. I don't see nobody outpacing, I'm focused. Mental in shape and I ain't shaking this motion. This could make a movie on screen. When I step out there, it's scene with me go. Hit the scene and it's all green. On go, we ain't never doing small things. Being fitted for the crown, cause we all kings. If you know you got to shine, let them people know it's time for the show. Hit the scene and it's all green. On go, we ain't never doing small things. Being fitted for the crown, cause we all kings. If you know you got to shine, let them people know it's time for the show.
Whispers in my head, what you gonna do? 선택의 기로에 난 지켜내려 해. 쉽지 않아도 진실한 나만의 beliefs. You know what they say, don't brag about what you have. Be careful and be humble, otherwise you should be ready to stumble. You know what they say, 자신감이 없니? 왜 당당하게 살지를 못해? Keep walking your way, don't look back. 너만의 길이야. Even when you fall, don't look back. 사실은 말이야. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. 'Cause it's only yours.
Okay, with a minute 30 left until Derby. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the third and fourth place for the Division 1. We have Sydney Roller Derby, Sydney O, up against Varsity Derby League, Varsity. I am Judy Bench and I am with
Crush.
We are just going to run through a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of skated stuff beforehand. So at approximately 2 o'clock on this track, we are doing a Welcome to Country. And then at 4 o'clock, roughly, we will be doing the raffle. So after this game, we'll do Welcome to Country. After the Division 2 Grand Final, we will then be doing the raffle.
I would like to win that raffle, thank you.
You want the Otta?
I want the Otta.
I haven't entered.
Ooh.
I haven't had time. I've been running around everywhere.
It's not too late, everyone, to buy your tickets.
Okay, so we have about 30 seconds. I'm going to quickly run through Sydney Roller Derby. We have 0 Beats, 1-0 Jimpeccable, 114 Rain Boom, 1312 Commando Roll, 186 Up to Miss Prime, 212 Chili, 217 Kimmy Kaboom, 316 Cannon Bill, 37 T Swizzle, 39 Lord Biffington, 404 Redacted, 601 Anti, 626 Hexperiment. I will also be calling Experiment Stitch, 77 Rebel Base, and 811 Roxy.
And I will call Varsity. We have 08 Joe Dirt, 21 Snipes, 24 Luna, 247 Cookie Dough, 251 Sax, 2607 Mames, I'll be very quick, 173 Scare Bear, Roxy, 51 Harkness, 765 Big Smack, 9 Irish, 94 Quartz?
Quates, I think. I apologise if I have pronounced that wrong. And we are just waiting for everyone to get into position. I believe we are going to start with a redacted jammer for Sydney. And
Irish for Varsity, number 9.
Yeah, I was going to say, with those pigtails, it has to be Irish.
I have to say that pink on white, very pleasing to the eye.
It's a nice mix-up for most of the white, blue, white, black.
Yes.
Bright pink in your face. And I will also give a massive shout-out to our MVP towel operator over there, making sure that the track is being kept safe since we've had a little bit of a leak here. Mercy is doing a wonderful job.
You are the hero, the unsung hero.
And along the way, if I can work out who our officials are via site, I will give them a shout out as well.
Okay, and we have Redacted out first as lead. Irish is fighting through, and now they've come through, getting their initial. Oh, skipping through on the outside line there. It's Redacted and calls it before Varsity have the opportunity to gain any points.
Lining up for Varsity, I believe that is Joe Dirt. And we have Beats for Sydney. I'm gonna say if we get this match up a few times, this is gonna be amazing because both of them are very fast.
I love a good matchup.
And we see Joe Dirt right at the front, getting through for lead. Sydney blockers all coming through to make sure Beats gets out.
Out they come.
By the time Beats got out, Joe's back at the pack, picking up points. calling it off. And that is score for both teams. That was a 2-4, or was it 2-4 or 3-4? 2-4. So Sydney on 5, Varsity on 4.
Okay, so now lined up. Do you not have the greatest view to see who is lined up?
I was just about to say that. We're a little bit on an angle.
But we will find out very soon.
I do believe it is Irish for Varsity and
Who's just got in lead
Chile for
Sydney, who's just chasing down Irish. That the pack is running through. Whoop. Little bit of a spill there. They each have picked up 4 points.
nice little hip whip, shirt whip off Cannon Bill for Chile, making sure they got through for their pass.
That pack is stretched out all the way to the back. So Varsity picks up 4 more points. Ooh, there's a nice little skip on the inside line there. Seeing some faster packs.
I mentioned to you before, when we were talking just before this stream started, that Varsity is a team that is used to everyone doing everything, everyone moving forward, everyone having that endurance, which means that they are able to do those faster packs and making sure that they make it more difficult for the other jammer.
Absolutely. I guess they sort of had that practice of pushing through the wall. You hit a wall, and then you push through your wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So it's going to be one of those tactics that they will use to try and make sure that if they are in front, they are going to keep it.
Yes, absolutely. So that was a 16-point jam for Varsity and 11 points for Sydney. So Varsity is now in front with 20 points and Sydney on 16.
And we have Joe Dirt up against Redacted. Oh, a false start has been called.
There we go. Redacted has gotten through as lead. The Joe Dirt fighting their way through. And a nice little one-footed glide on the outside line there.
Redacted with very good track awareness of knowing where they are and knowing where the other jammer is. So they will often make their own decisions.
Absolutely.
But that's kind of the thing when you have a good relationship with your bench coach. It's you know when they're going to say, hey, call it anyway.
Okay, it's 20 apiece now. Sydney picking up 4 points.
I believe we have Beats lining up for Sydney, and I can't quite make out who that is for Varsity.
But I appreciate you trying. Oh, here we go. Got Beats through his lead.
I believe it might be Harkness. Yes, Harkness. Beats has already come back to the pack. That's how quick they are.
And that's a solid defensive wall there, but Beats has fought through to pick up 4 points. As Harkness is on their initial. Yes.
Oh, what an apex jump.
Love an apex jump.
Definitely love an apex jump.
Yeah.
And calling off in style, making that apex jump.
Gorgeous. So there's 8 points picked up by Sydney. They're now in lead at 28 points. I really enjoy these first few jams where you can really see how the teams are figuring each other out and seeing how they're playing on the day. And yeah.
And it's something where it's like both teams are feeling each other out.
Yes.
So you know that they're going, okay, we are used to playing you, but things have changed because there's other people involved. And we have Redacted out for lead. Cannon Bill with the drawback. And that appears to be Cookie Dough. Ooh, I do like Cookie Dough. I am
That is cookie dough, you're right.
I'm slowly learning who's who. It's only taken me a couple of years of watching Varsity to remember some of the jammers, not all of them.
Well, I'm a complete newbie here, so I'm learning everybody just from watching
Fair enough.
this weekend.
Okay.
What a weekend it's
Oh,
been.
what a spin there by Redacted. Hitting the ground, calling it off.
They actually called it off while in the sun patch, as you can see.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
feed.
Blinded by the light while spinning. I don't think Redacted could have done anything more to make it a dazzle.
Yes. Okay, who have we got lined up? So for Sydney, it looks like we have Chile lined up as a jammer and Irish for Varsity. I can now see that. And there is just a cluster of human bodies. How do you even get through that? We're about to find out.
Oh, Roxy at the front there as the last blocker for Sydney. And Roxy's just actually come off a game they just played. One of the things with this tournament is we have seen a lot of players playing for multiple teams. So it's actually really interesting to watch.
Well, it's great that people are getting the opportunities to do that as well.
Exactly.
You know, because we always learn from every game, and especially when we're skating with people who haven't skated before. Oh, and Irish calls it.
That was Chile who was chasing him down after doing a sneaky star stash.
That was 3 points for Varsity.
And
Sydney still holds the lead at 31.
And we have our matchup of Beats and Joe Dirt again. So speeds beat speed.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you have one jammer starting quite back and one quite forward.
And it's one of those things where, as a jammer, you've got to work out your own technique, how you do things,
Yes.
and speed is often the tactic. Ooh,
That's a cut track.
Beats was lead, but unfortunately just sneaked in a little bit of a cut there.
Looks like it's a power jam.
And Joe's there weaving their way through, but the butt of Cannon Bill has said, no, you're not taking that line.
That is a strong wall.
Oh, yeah. It's also an intimidating wall because they are all so tall. Joe spinning on through, picking up 4 points. We do have Beats back on track,
And now through the pack.
completing their scoring pass.
That was a cute little hit off there. Both jammers being held up by strong tripods.
Both pivots playing well in terms of keeping bridge and knowing when to switch. Scare Bear with the hit out there, so they will run Beats back. Joe's still struggling up against that intimidating wall. Cannon Bill with a giant smile on their face as they hit again.
They just found that tiny little hole in that wall and took it.
And Jam's being called off. Naturally.
We'll wait for those final scores to come in. So Sydney picked up 8 points and Varsity have picked up 11. So Sydney still on top at 39, Varsity 34, chasing them down. Yeah, we're expecting today to see a lot of close games, very exciting games.
It's one of those ones where it's like, because it's the final day,
Yeah.
everyone is putting everything out there.
We have Redacted for Sydney in the lead. Harkness is pushing through.
I do believe that if my memory is serving me correctly, every jam that Redacted has jammed, they have been lead.
So far, yes.
But I do have a faulty memory at times, so if I have forgotten one, that might be the case.
Sydney picks up 4 points, keeping Varsity down at 0 for that last jam. Okay, lined up for Sydney we have Chile, and for Varsity we will find out. Snipes. Snipes for Varsity. And Chile takes that outside line and just runs up it. And as
Sneaky Star Stash getting out there from Snipes.
Chile keeps getting hit out. And calls off the jam.
That was watching to make sure that the penalty box was empty. As soon as it was emptied out, jam got called off.
Sydney picked up 2 points and Varsity 6 points. So still just 5-point difference.
It's going to be tough and close.
Yep, anyone's game. Okay, now lining up for Varsity, we have 2607 Mames.
No, it's Irish. Irish is the jammer.
Is it Irish? Sorry.
Yeah, Mames is their pivot. And we have Kitty Kaboom for the first time, I think, today, jamming for Sydney. And Kitty is out. Kimmy, I should say, not Kitty. I am thinking
Kimmy.
of the nerd skater. I do apologise to Kimmy there.
That was 3 points for Sydney, 0 for Varsity. So we have for Varsity, looks like Joe Dirt.
Yeah,
He's a jammer.
and they have beats out there for Sydney. I told you I was going to look forward to this happening a lot. It's one of those, I know they are very similar styles, so it's always really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Beats with lead. Oh, good star pass there. And a
Scare Bear.
did you see the little hop, skip and jump over the apex there by Beats?
Beautiful footwork. And no opportunity to score any points there.
That was actually really beautiful communication between bench coach and Beats there. The timing was perfect to just chew off a little bit on the clock and then call it.
Yep. So Sydney was able to pick up another 4 points, bringing their score to 52 and Varsity to 40.
And while we're in a team timeout, I'm just going to rattle off a few of the officials that I can see out there. So we have Kinsley, Hypodermic, Sephoricate, Disaster Chief, Murder Face. I believe that there is a Jam Jet out there, if I'm not mistaken. Who else can I see around? We have Intensive Clear Unit as our jam timer. I can see Jack Spite in the middle there as one of our penalty tracker lineup trackers. I believe we have over on the penalty box, we do have an Abby Normal, but I can't see who else is there with them. So I would like to thank all officials, both skating and non-skating, for keeping this game going and making sure that our players are kept safe and in the rule set.
that was the end of the timeout. Okay, lined up.
And
Who
if I
are our
did
skaters?
miss any of the officials, I do apologise. And no, it wasn't a jam jet. I will work out who that is later.
This is Chile versus Irish. Jamming. So Irish is pushing out the front. And Irish has now got a lead. There's a little star pass there to number 10, Jim Peckable. And a call off before any points were gained.
Jim has been one of the people doing all the things this weekend, so reffing and playing and captaining, and it's one of those things where everybody's kind of doing double duty and potentially triple.
Absolutely. People of many talents. Jamming, we've got Kimmy Kaboom and Cookie Dough. And Kimmy Kaboom just raced out there out the front, gaining lead. As they hit a 4 wall.
And once again, it's one of those, oh no, intimidating 4 walls.
It was very, very grindy. It was great to see the Sydney blockers come back and offer a little bit of O while still playing defence. So they were able to do that switch very, very quickly.
Exactly. And Cookie Dough only has one person to beat at the front, and they are now out on their initial.
So it's 3 points picked up for Sydney, 0 for Varsity. I guess that's a good thing about a star pass, is it forces a call off, minimises the points.
Well, you know, it's the whole star stash. Am I stashing it or am I going to actually pass it?
Yep.
I don't necessarily know, and neither does the other team.
Okay, we've got Beats lined up against Harkness. And Harkness has made very quick work of that, but Beats is following close on their heels.
I kind of like that. It was Harkness just took a moment of, oh, I'm out of lead. I just take a moment for, oh no, Beats is out now. Uh-oh.
Yep. I'm seeing a lot of points and calls so far today.
I don't blame him in this situation. It's if you've got lead, you're not going to want to give up any points as much as possible. You want to kind of just keep that little bit of lead building all the time that you can. So we have Chile up against Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt picking up lead.
So Chile is now out on their initial. It's not a surprise here, but I'm seeing some amazing O work by Scare Bear.
I'm just looking at the offense Jim was providing there in lifting and moving the brace that was holding back Chile.
There have been a lot of hit outs A lot of moving of people who are twice their size.
Star pass had occurred, but at the same time, I just want to say I love their Joe Dirt, very aware of where they were on the track, realised they had cut, made sure that they were nice and safe before anyone else had eyes on it.
It seems to be quite a low penalty game so far, which is really good. Nice clean playing. Varsity picked up 8 points, and that gap is closing. 55 for Sydney and 81 for Varsity.
And it looks like we've got Kimmy Kaboom and Irish out there now.
And Kimmy Kaboom has lead.
Don't do what I do. It's Kimmy. I keep looking at it going, I'm going to say the wrong name now.
A quick call off.
Sparkles on the timing for the, giving the direction to call there.
Yep.
Now, if I remember correctly, Irish's full derby name is Irish Eponistar.
Oh, I love that.
Now, as I said, I do sometimes have a faulty memory, so I am going off memory. So the wording might not be 100% correct, but it is along those lines.
I'm here for that. I love a good derby name.
I love a good pun.
That was a very quick lead there by Beats for Sydney. For Varsity, we've got Snipes. Who's now passed through the pack and on their initial. Yes, another apex jump and call off.
I kind of feel like we're almost at the stage of apex jump, drink.
8 points for Sydney. Varsity was held at 0 for that jam. Sydney is now on 64 and Varsity is on 51. Ooh, new jammer.
I believe that is Lord Biffington going out there to jam for the first time today. And up against Harkness. Both jammers are finding it a little bit of a struggle with the tripods they're up against.
And Harkness is out.
With a little bit of an advantage there. I will say though, I am loving the orange and green skates from Lord Biffington. This has been a very, very fast, once the jammers got out, very fast moving jam.
I'm seeing some incredible footwork this weekend by skaters. Really good edge work, very quick reactions.
And just complimenting in regards to the skates, the orange and the green, I just then turned around and looked at Cannon Bills and went, what? Rainbow skates? That is incredible.
I did walk past them before. They seem to be fluffy.
Oh, stepping it up. So that was Kimmy Kaboom picking up lead very quickly. Joe Dirt working their way through. The pack at the front there being braced by Roxy with Jim Peckable, and I can't see who the other blocker is, but that is such a solid wall at the front for the tripod. Joe Dirt out now on their initial. I do like the little bit of jammer bench coach sign language happening as to what am I doing? Can you let me know?
Well, you've got the way better view than I do. I have a screen. That's okay. We
have an official timeout. So while that is happening, who do we have around today as our merchandise?
So for our merch, number one, I just want to remind everyone, purchase a raffle ticket or don't so I can win. Up to you.
Purchase the raffle tickets to win second
Or
third.
Correct.
Not first. That is being pre-claimed.
Although yesterday I heard an announcer saying that they were hoping that an interstate visitor would win the first, so they have to try and stuff a giant otter into their suitcase.
Carry on. It's carry on. 100%. This is my child. It's coming with me. They will sit on my lap. No, it's a giant otter. I am holding that on my lap. I am not putting that down anywhere, especially not on an airplane floor.
If you are here, we've got quite a few stalls here on track 1 for you to come and visit. Some of them are closed at the moment, but the ones that I can see that are open is Spank Alley. So for all your sewing needs, they've got some great jerseys that they're now selling, which is subliminated, I think is the language that I'm looking for. Armbands, helmet covers, all the things.
Team Indigenous still have their merch stand over there as well. And I do see that Lou is over in their skate garage as well.
We also have Crossroad Media, who's taking photos, so people can access their photos either at half-time or at full-time and purchase them on the spot, digital copy.
Amazing. And I do believe Atlas is also over there as well for some really pretty stuff.
Now we're back on. We have Beats versus Irish, and we have Irish getting through as lead. Beats is chasing their tail. It's a call off, a nice fast pack there. So it's a 0-0, double donuts.
Again, I appreciate the, okay, I'm in front. Oh, Beats is overtaking me, I'm calling it now. I can fully appreciate that.
Alrighty, who have we got lined up? We have Chile for Sydney and
Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt, yes. Chile has taken that outside line. Joe Dirt is right behind them. I am waiting for some jammer and jammer action. I may not get it. And the call off. Again, double donuts.
I will say, I am getting very, very confused at times when I'm looking over there because I'm seeing Copter's number out there for varsity. And it is not Copter, it is Scare Bear. And the height difference is throwing me because I'm used to seeing that as a very tall Copter.
Copter is suddenly shrunk. Okay, so we have Kimmy Kaboom jamming for Sydney, and for varsity, for Irish.
I do believe it is Irish. Kind of hard to see because they are currently being hidden by Lord Biffington and Optimus Prime.
The name Lord Biffington, for me, it's my favourite.
Oh, we have had a star pass happen.
Irish is through the pack, gaining 4 points.
Okay, so we've had a little bit of a confusion going on in regards to who was serving the penalty or not. So they had sent the pivot who had the helmet cover in their hand to the penalty box, and then they've rescinded that, but then provided it to the jammer at the time before the star pass had occurred. So there is a little bit of confusion as to who's supposed to have the star on their head.
I was very confused. So thank you for clearing that up. Really appreciate that.
The only reason why I know that the star pass didn't officially happen after all of that was I looked at the jammer standing in the middle. They had eyes on the person sitting in the penalty box.
I should hope so.
So, very good indicator when you're not sure if the star pass has worked and someone's in the penalty box. Look where the jam ref is. And they've said Joe Dirt out for the power jam start for varsity. And Kimmy Kaboom is now back on track. Joe with lead. Kimmy out on their initial pass. Joe picking up 4 points and calling it off. And that is going to work to their advantage, as it appears like Sydney has lost one of the players to the penalty box.
We do have a lead change.
Ooh.
Yeah, so varsity is now on 69 and Sydney is on 68. I have been thinking we need to have a sound for lead change.
Generally, it's when you're commentating and watching from home, it's drink. But please, in moderation. We've got a timeout for Sydney. Mercy doing the brilliant job there of making sure the track is safe. They're doing this after playing very, very hard earlier this morning.
If you are here, you can also head on over to Hawkeye, who is taking photos for his Faces of Derby.
I am so excited by this project by Hawkeye. It's been in the works for a while, and they're finally pulling it off this year. And so far, there has been a lot of brilliant photos already done. I don't know how Hawkeye is going to shortlist it for their book.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be hard. Hawkeye was telling me he was thinking he'd maybe get 50 people if he was lucky. So far, he's up to, well, last I saw it was, I think it was getting close to 200, 191 when I had my photo done.
The other thing I like about this project is you get your photo taken, you get a series of photos taken, and then you get to choose one for free.
I know.
Professional photo for free. Hawkeye's over there doing a lovely
curtsy.
little curtsy.
Thank you.
Like
I was expecting a backflip, but that's fine. You say no.
I don't think Hawkeye's been caffeinated enough yet. That might be a later job. And we're back underway.
Well,
Beats picking up a very quick lead up against Irish. Irish is about quarter to a half track behind.
I know it was Beats that had lead. It's pretty good.
And we've just had an update. We are now at 201 photos.
So it's been packed up for the next tournament.
No more photo opportunities.
But don't worry, if you're on skates or if you are officiating, you still have opportunity to have photos being taken by Crossroad Media.
Exactly.
And you can see them directly after your game. Instant gratification.
Joe Dirt on the inside line, they're picking up lead. I believe we have Chile out there for Sydney. Kind of hard to see because once again we've got the very tall blockers in front of them.
That was a very quick pass.
That was one of the instances where they went to do the star pass, the cover fell, the pivot picked it up, gave it back and took it straight back again. So very good awareness by both parties to make sure that it was done legally, but very, very, very quick.
And Varsity's now holding on to their lead status on 76 to Sydney 70.
And we are just waiting for a rolling whistle before it's half time. Can you imagine that? It's half time already?
Already, time to grab a coffee, grab a snack, do what you need to do.
Toilet break. Always a toilet break.
And we will see you in 14 plus minutes.
괜찮아지니까 We just get back 아무렇지 않게 baby Oh I don't wanna lose you but 사실은 나 무서워 널 잃을까봐 널 원하면 원할수록 내가 작아져 Break up, break up, we break up, make up Love me like you once used to please me You're my everything baby 널 원하면 원할수록 내가 작아져 Break up, make up, we break up, make up 널 많이 미워해 In other words 많이 사랑해 Don't let go of me baby 포기하긴 너무 in love 하루 종일 지친 나를 위로해줄 네가 있어 난 행복해 난 그래도 가끔은 불안해 Break up and make up 유난한 이런 다툼 과거든 화가도 괜찮아지니까 We just get back 아무렇지 않게 baby Oh I don't wanna lose you but 사실은 나 무서워 널 잃을까봐 원하면 원할수록 내가 작아져 Break up, break up, we break up, break up Love me like you once used to please me You're my everything baby 널 원하면 원할수록 내가 작아져 Break up, break up, we break up, make up What? Every single day going MIA Yeah, I'm over, yeah, what more can I say? 너는 지루해, move out of the way Just let it go, boy 머리 bling bling, style bang bang Bet you don't recognize me Only love me when I'm leaving Don't you know that it's so ironic 'Cause I don't need you by my side I'll be fine 우주처럼 중독돼. Let's make it loud. 오늘 밤에 미치더라가. Rhythm 위에 춤춰 걷지 말고 follow. Let me hear you say. 이건 warning sign. 거침없이 더 올라가. 내 머릿속에 deep inside now. Hey, say my name. 입을 잠겨 just like bubblegum. 더 크게 불러봐. Say my name, say my name. Bass drop 더 높이 let it shake. 너도 모르게 빠져가. Say my name. No turning back too late now. 너도 몰래 빠져들어 hush. 이제 멈추지마 we don't stop. No fear, no shame. Say my name.
Welcome on back to the second half of this game. Everyone is in position, ready to go. We have Redacted up against Irish. Currently, we do have a 6-point lead to Varsity, so this is going to go any which way.
And Redacted is out on lead on Jam 1, period 2.
Irish is now out on their initial as well. Redacted calling it off there before any points could be picked up by Varsity.
That was a very quick call off there.
It was, and being that we are very, very late to get back onto the mics, I'm just going to reiterate that at around 2 o'clock we've got a Welcome to Country. We have been told at halftime of the Division 2 final we will have the Team Indigenous raffle, which is separate to the raffle that's been held around 4 o'clock. So keep your eyes and ears out and you might be a winner.
Okay, jamming, we have Joe Dirt for Varsity and Chili for Sydney.
We just had a little bit of a jammer on jammer collision in the middle of the pack, which is always fun.
Joe Dirt getting out lead. And Chili is now on their initial. Joe Dirt calling it off before Chili has opportunity to hit the back of the pack. With 1 point awarded to Varsity and 0 for Sydney.
So we've gone from a 6-point lead down to a 4-point lead. We have Irish out there against Beats. So Beats in white for Sydney and Irish in pink for Varsity. Irish picking up lead. Beats now out on their initial, chasing down Irish.
Ooh, almost took out 2 refs.
That was
Well,
very much an instance of a jammer being hit out on calling while other jammer trying to come through and no one knew where anyone was.
It was perfectly timed though because it was right in between the 2 refs, so it
I
didn't actually
know.
hit the refs. Very considerate.
I like it when a plan comes together, even if it wasn't actually the plan.
Here we go, we've got Redacted for Sydney, jamming against Irish. Oh,
And we have an official timeout. I believe that there was just double checking there from our penalty lineup tracker.
That gives extra opportunity to ensure a dry track.
So as you were mentioning, we have Redacted up against Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt taking the outside line to get on through, picking up lead. Okay, a little bit of confusion there as to whether or not Redacted had cut track. Kinsley did actually clarify by doing the no pass, no penalty there signal.
It's 2 points awarded to Varsity.
So as opposed to earlier when we were getting 4 points, 4 points, 4 points, we are now getting 1 and 2s.
Such a close game.
I appreciate close games more as a commentator than what I do actually being involved in them.
100%. Because we're allowed to be impartial.
Exactly.
As
Irish
Irish-
just picking up lead as Chile snuck on through. Was it Chile?
no, it's Beats.
Beats. Because Beats had such a low stance, I kind of mistook. I should have known by the speed though. I am so jealous of people who have such a low stance when they skate. I can barely bend my knees half the time. Lining up now, we have Cookie Dough and Kimmy Kaboom.
We had cookie dough jam. Maybe once.
We've had Cookie Dough a couple of times.
Couple of times. I think I've predominantly seen them blocking.
Although anytime I say Cookie Dough, I now want to eat something because Cookie Dough is yum.
Just like what you said, people in varsity, skaters are very versatile, can do all the things.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that I really appreciate in a team, but at the same time, it's like, how do you decide what you're doing? If you can do all the things, then how do you decide what your favourite is?
And Sydney have now picked up 4 points, so it's 79 apiece.
I do like a tight game.
Me
Because
too.
when you can't get any closer.
It's very exciting. We've got Redacted jamming for Sydney and Harkness for varsity.
Harkness running straight into the side of Cannon Bill.
Redacted has just scooted through on that outside line to pick up lead.
Redacted picking up 4 points there. There has been a star pass, but Sydney is all over that, being aware to track the pivot. So,
And 4 more points picked up there by Redacted.
again, one of the things that I really like watching, especially Division 1 type teams, is just the track awareness and the knowledge of who's hit who out. So just before we had Cannon Bill had hit out the jammer for varsity, and straight away quotes for varsity went, okay, this is the person I need to stop, and knock Cannon Bill straight out. So being a Division 2 person myself, watching Division 1, it's like, oh, they have such good awareness of everything.
I am in awe of the skate skills. As I guess also as a skater, watching all the different skills that they're utilising is just absolutely amazing, and I'm fangirling everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching all the play going, I wish I could do this. You guys are amazing. Oh my God, I love you all. Okay, so lining up now, it looks like we have Chile and is that Mames? Oh, okay. So this is a power jam start for Sydney. Mames was the pivot who took the star pass in the last jam. Right. Unfortunately got a penalty, so is now going on as jammer. That's why I was a little bit confused. I'm like, hang on, I hadn't seen Mames as jammer before. Chile picking up 4 points there.
As somebody who, if you're not the regular jammer and you are the pivot, it's very sad to have to then go back on as a jammer when it's not your ideal position.
I can appreciate that. That's a sadness jammer. Unless you are used to having to take star passes all the time, it's a little bit different. But yeah, sadness jammer. And I fully appreciate that.
We just call the box of tears.
Jammers come to an end. Was
Ooh,
that a
Sydney have pulled up.
6-point?
6-point jam, and they're
Awesome.
on 102, so they've cracked triple digits. And varsity's at 79.
We now have Beats lining up against Irish. Beats out for lead.
Oh,
And
beautiful apex
another.
jump.
Beats is putting on a show out there today.
I could see it get lined up, and I hoped my wishes came true.
Absolutely beautiful there by Irish, sneaking on through, picking up points.
That was 7 points to Sydney and 4 for varsity. If you're watching on the live stream, you can see the cumulative score by Jam. Very interesting stats there.
We currently have Redacted up against Joe Dirt. Joe Dirt getting lead just in front of Redacted. I think this is the first or the second one that Redacted hasn't gone lead on. Ooh, jammer on jammer.
Oh, ooh, and
And-
skated, fell into the
I-
fans.
I think Panic got an up close over there. Hypodermic, just double checking that the fans are all okay.
Everybody survived.
Panic's okay. Spoons, are you okay? All good? Awesome. Mercy standing there with the towel again, making sure the track's dry.
That was an awesome hit. We've got Harkness with varsity and Chile for
Is it Chile
Sydney.
or is
No,
it
it's not.
Kimmy? I think it's
not
Kimmy.
Chile.
That is a Kimmy kaboom.
It is. It looks like our lineup is incorrect. All apologies there.
I do believe we have an empty penalty box now. Oh, spoke too soon. It is the curse of the commentator.
I'm saying, speaking of penalties, looking at the penalties for the day, or for this game, they're fairly low. I've been seeing some very clean skating.
I love when it's, it's things are let to play out and that it's very much let's just play this. If it's something dangerous, we'll call it, but let's just play this. Oh, what a run back there. So I think that was Cookie Dough doing a run back there on Kimmy Kaboom.
Oh, 3 people down.
Few people on the ground there. Everyone getting back up. Everyone double checking themselves. And we have Kimmy going to the penalty box.
A little jammer bounce there.
Harkness has returned to track. Got one to beat at the front, and that is Jim Peckable. Jam has come to the end.
And that's 7 points for Sydney and 0 for Varsity. So Sydney's really now pulling up in front there. Now we have Chile.
Yeah.
Chile was not on before. Chile versus Snipes.
So, as we've just been seeing, that was Chile picking up a penalty, leaving Snipes on a power jam. And they've got, I think, 2 to beat at the front, although now everyone's resetting.
Could see that Varsity, we're trying to hold a goat at the back.
Which is a valid tactic in this situation.
Absolutely.
However, because there was enough time, everyone was able to reform at the front.
And lead has finally been awarded over a minute into this jam.
And Chile is back on track. We have had a star pass where Scare Bear was all over that, had eyes on the pivots straight away, and now with the run back.
Look at this run back. It is going fine.
Both jammers having to do a run back because Chile was drawing back Snipes. So
That was half the track.
definitely, I can definitely understand the call off there where it's like, if both of us are running back, let's just reset.
I think Chile was a blocker at that stage.
Yeah, Chile was.
So it was very quick work, very smart, going from jamming to blocking and changing that mindset as well.
That was Rainboom who was the pivot who took the star. So yeah, Chile as blocker, Rainboom was the jammer at that stage. We do have a team timeout. You can see that we're having a little bit of feedback dropping from Sydney.
Just a reminder for everyone, there's only a little bit left to get your raffle tickets.
So yeah, we do have 2 different raffles.
We do.
So we've got the Team Indigenous raffle, which will be called during the halftime of Division 2 Grand Final. But we have the Otta at approximately 4 p.m. before the Division 1 final.
Very exciting.
And I do feel that both the grand finals are going to be very entertaining.
100%.
No,
And
no,
if you are not here and can get here, be here.
exactly.
You know?
It's going to be worth it. We have Beats and Irish lining up as jammers. Beats going on through for lead. Irish taking the outside line, getting through. So they are on the chase down.
Oh, that was a little skip through there for Beats and a nice little call off.
That was very much a case of Beats got the 4 points, looked straight at the bench coach. Am I doing it now? Yes.
Have you noticed that a lot of jammers, then they get out of the pack, they do like a little hop of joy? Have
Sometimes,
you noticed that?
yeah.
Watch for it today. Let's count our hops of joy. Might be just a little skip. A big jump.
I do like when there's a tiny little fist bump of yes. I had success. Because that can quite often be very cute. We have Joe Dirt picking up lead. And we have Jim Peckerwall taking the star pass there. Joe being nice and safe there, making sure to give up no points while they were resetting. So we have Sydney on 120 to Varsity on 84. There is still enough time. It is still a close enough game that anything could happen.
Just need a couple of big jams.
Exactly.
Yep, seen it many times before.
You can never rule out a team unless the score is probably in triple digits, and even then that can sometimes be, depending on how much is left, not out of the ballpark.
There's so many factors. Penalties, skaters, tactics.
Beats with lead already back into the pack for their scoring. Harkness stuck going up against Rain Boom. And it looks like, who else is out there? Rebel Base and Roxy. Beats being held up a little bit in the pack. Getting some offense there from Cannon Bill. Cannon Bill with the drawback now on Harkness. Beats picking up 4 points there.
He's just so grindy, or was so grindy at the back there. There's been a successful start pass to Bloxy.
And a call off. And a fall with style. I have been awarding style points in the game that I was benching earlier for poses, as they've called off, or if they've hit the ground with style. I feel like that is something that we need an impartial judge for, to come in and just award the style points.
There was a great one at the last game. I think it was Kaiju in the last game who did a very cute call off while lying on their side.
Oh, the call off with attitude and poise.
Yes.
Oh, Cookie Dough picking up lead there.
It's very strong.
And it looks like there has been a star pass, so Redacted is now the jammer. Redacted finding it kind of difficult to get past.
You know, the jam refs really have their work cut out for them. And
Trying
there's so much jumping and hopping and
yeah, trying to find them in a pack when it's like everyone's moving so frenetically.
Yeah. And just with all the hit outs and the drawbacks, so as a jam ref, you're just constantly going forward, backwards, you know, making sure that you're in line and keeping eyes on all the things. It's another 4 points picked up by Cookie Dough. That was a very vigorous call off there.
As I said, I am awarding style points. That was definitely a style points call off. That was a frenetic, please pay attention to me.
It was a most definite, I am calling off. That was a 10-point jam for Varsity there.
And Varsity is going to actually be starting on a power jam. Redacted picking up a penalty just as the jam was coming to an end.
Ooh.
However, this is not a sad jammer. This is a regular jammer who was pivot in the last one. So a little bit different in the penalty box for the vibes.
So
Irish
got out quite quickly there, which is exactly what you want on a power jam.
And up against a 2. Unfortunately, one of those 2 is Jim Peckable. That will make it a bit difficult.
Very good pushing, very good avoiding those lines.
The jammer has been released, so Redacted is back on track. Double check in there, Footy, making sure they were nice and safe and weren't going to pick up a penalty. Irish picking up points though. And that looked a little bit like...
Excellent offensive work there for varsity.
That looked like Redacted got their legs stuck in between one of their own players and one of the varsity players and was trying to jump to get out. Irish picking up more points there. So this is definitely what, definitely what varsity needed.
Yeah.
Irish picking up another 4 points. Redacted now out on their initial. And Irish with the call off there. How many points was that for Irish? Once everything's been...
17 points to 0. That was a big jam and exactly what they needed. So now they're just 17 points down.
Exactly.
So
as we said, it was never fully out of the ability for anyone.
Yep. As we were saying earlier, two big jams.
Yep. And we've a Sydney timeout being called.
Now, strangely enough, we've had nothing on the live feed.
I know, no one's been commenting.
Yeah. If you're online, please comment.
We can see your comments. We can feed back some love and attention to the skaters.
Yep. You can also see we've got the graphs up.
I do also want to give a quick shout out to one of our major sponsors, the Victorian government, for helping this event take place.
Yes. Thank you, Victoria.
Unfortunately, I can't say thanks, Dan. No. Basically, as you are aware, with roller derby being such a community sport and to hold a tournament, it is such a big financial commitment for the leagues involved in setting up the tournament. So any sponsor is a huge sponsor. So we love and appreciate anyone who is willing to sponsor to allow our events to happen, because we all love playing roller derby and not everyone has the ability to play regularly. So having a tournament is always fun because you get to see skaters that you might not see.
Oh, here we go. We've got Abby saying, go varsity. Abby's also saying, so sad I couldn't skate today. Curls, love your work, commentators. Thanks, Curls.
Oh, Curls.
Abby, much love from Goosebumps. And, I'm going to butcher this name, Quillodu. Let's go, Sydney. Love from Pound.
And while that was all happening, we've had Joe Dirt quickly through, picking up lead and picking up points. So they're on their scoring pass at the moment. Picking up all 4 points. And that is Kimmy Kaboom, that is now on their initial pass for Sydney. Joe calling it off before many points could get picked up by Sydney, but Sydney has managed to snipe one. Yep. So that was a 7-1 jam.
I just want to say I feel very validated right now that a lot of people who are watching online are showing that they're watching online. So thank you, everyone. You know, we need spectators.
Sometimes it is difficult when you are watching because you don't know if the commentators actually do see the comments that you are giving. However, players will watch back live stream coverage.
Absolutely.
So
and
it's
they
not,
know when
not
they
just
get
for
the
the
love.
commentators, it's love for the players in the moment.
Yeah. Corey, awesome derby talking. Need more fun facts.
Ooh, fun facts. Unfortunately, Corey missed a rogue plane earlier and her 97 Cats, which got moved over the weekend. But yes, I will try and come up with some fun facts for you that I know about the various skaters, like
Did
Beats.
you see that apex jump?
See, Beats' ability to do an apex jump comes from the fact that they absolutely love eating beets. Beets give them power. So that is their pre-game snack to ensure that they have optimal lift-off.
Yep. Eat your vegetable, kids.
We will say that Harkness... Oh, Harkness has actually just done a not so sneaky star pass, but a very smart star pass at the same time because they were being held up a bit, and so it is now Mames's problem to deal with.
And they're through. And looking very relieved at that. Oh, did you see that was beautiful little offense there by Sydney skater?
Was it the tall or the short?
Short.
That's T-Swizzle. T-Swizzle
T-Swizzle.
is another one who has been doing multiple jobs this weekend.
I know.
T-Swizzle has been one of the refs out there doing a phenomenal job. This is their first tournament reffing, and
Really? They were my. I was scorekeeper, and they were my ref.
yeah.
yesterday.
So this weekend they've had plenty of chances to work on their reffing skills and has come a long way. And now they're out there killing it as a player. So gotta love that.
That's the thing. When you've got a tournament like this, it's the best opportunity to practice your reffing, your non-skating, officiating, commentating.
Exactly.
Yeah. All the things. Oh, lots of things. Okay. Quack one. Fantastic commentary. Thank you. Go SRDL, but also go varsity. I love that. Tennille Payne. Hey. And Quilodo. I'll say pound. Nice one, T-Swizz.
And we currently have Joe Dirt up against Redacted. Redacted did get lead, but Joe is so close behind.
There's so many chase downs. It's I would like some jammer and jammer action, though. I'm not gonna lie.
There's some nice little bit of fifth blocker movement there from Redacted. Not so much jammer and jammer action, but jammer slowing jammer action.
I am living for an eat the baby situation.
Ooh, I don't think it's going to happen in this.
It could
I
happen.
won't rule it out,
Yeah,
but I don't necessarily think it's going to happen.
I'm going to live in hope. Who we got? We've got Chile jamming for Sydney, for varsity Irish.
Irish managing to pull all the blockers out of play and picking up lead. However, we might have a little bit of jammer on jammer potential.
It was quite interesting. So Irish had lead, but the blockers managed to waterfall and recapture, so slow down their progression.
Yeah,
Which is always good. Just because somebody has lead doesn't mean that it's over.
exactly.
You know,
And that is a semi situation of the eat the baby because the blockers have just waterfalled right in front,
Yes.
but not the one that you're after.
The tenacity.
We now have Kimmy Kaboom lining up for Sydney and Joe Dirt for varsity. So Sydney has slowly crawled the lead out a little bit, but again, there is still the possibility that the lead can come back, and it's going to depend on what Joe Dirt does in the next 2 minutes.
Lots of ref experience on Sydney, so cheeky players are abundant. Thank you so much, Kaludu.
Joe picking up 4 points there. Kimmy now out on their initial. This is the final jam because the period clock has run out. So let's see what's going to happen. Joe picking up 4 points there.
I think this is a moment when you pull out everything you have.
Ooh, solid tripod with a big hit there from Lord Biffington.
Lord Biffington.
Lord Biffington. So, fun fact.
I was
we-
about to say that one.
So both of us got told at half time that the reason why it is Lord Biffington is actually from the mine side.
Yes. So when he's called out on the comms, they call out for Lord Biffington in
And
the
why
mines.
not? You've got to put the respect on the name, Lord Biffington. We have had a star pass happen there. So we now have Rainboom as jammer. Joe is still managing to pick up points.
Six seconds left on the clock.
And as that jam comes to its conclusion, we are now on the unofficial score. We have Sydney picking up the last couple of points there of 156 to varsity 140. So with that, while we're waiting for the rolling whistle, once again, reiterating, if you are here, we will be having the Welcome to Country shortly. At halftime during the Division 2 Grand Final, we will have the Team Indigenous raffle. And at 4 o'clock, we will have our actual raffle for the tournament. And as we said before, please, everyone enter in for that raffle, but Crush is going to be winning the Otta.
I would like that giant otter. Thank you.
And final comments from the live stream.
We've got a few. So from Quilodo, A is 6-star pass, Rain Boom. Wino Saw 99 finished up at ERD tournament yesterday. Couldn't get enough derby, so I'm cheering on both our friends, SRDL and Varsity. Quiladu, yay, Sydney. And Quilodo again, hey. Oh, Sydney, oh. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so Sydney with the win, picking up 3rd place for Division 1. I have been Judy Bench.
And I'm Crush.
And keep it online because we have the Division 2 Grand Final, which is Perth Men's Derby up against the Triple Threat Rollers. And then if that's not enough derby, once that one is concluded, we have the Division 1 Grand Final. I believe you're taking part in that. And that is the Victorian Men's Roller Derby team up against the Kingston City Rollers.
Ooh, it's going to be very exciting. Lots of exciting derby for everyone.
And we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.